to next?
And you didn't even touch the paint.
Well, this station seems
Looking to
better
lodge a
days.
complaint?
I wonder if the UC will ever fully
Oh.
restore it to its former glory.
So. Orlaise. Suit yourself, but they call it the war. Maybe this. A part of Etheria's. Sure thing. Here. Go get your man.
lamps released.
Endless boy, who is this you've brought?
While we're here, it wouldn't hurt if we checked in at the lodge.
By the way, Cap.
Something you need?
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Welcome back, Captain. Excellent.
Transfer accepted.
Would you look at that? Kept it all these years. Some simply couldn't let go of that old world. This is fine work, Captain. I can ensure the remaining team members find their way to the Red Devil's headquarters. That one you'll meet. His name is Cut. The area was... And I think you... Of course.
Authorized personnel only.
Hey.
Your friend has to stay here.
All right, let's go. What can I help you with? Maybe another time.
Captain. Welcome back. Was afraid you might have gotten reassigned. You've been gone so long. So how's it feel to be a citizen? It should. You risked life and limb to earn it.
Though I have had my own personal struggles with the United Colonies, I'm happy for you. I really am. Congratulations.
But it is real good to have you here again. We've been going through the Terramorph data and, well, we're gonna need all the help we can get. These logs, they're even more thorough than I remembered. Genetic workups, population statistics, hell, even their food chain. I'd completely forgotten, for example, that there was a creature that actually ate Terramorphs. At this point, the data's given us more options to explore than we have people to work on them. That'd be something, wouldn't... I'm sorry, are you? You're serious? You found our research team? Wait, Kaiser. Did you find Kaiser? That's right. You would need that. Whoever gave you these leads, well, how? Miracle worker is more like it. Getting Kaiser back, that gives us more than a few new paths forward on dealing with the Terramorphs. But if he's been out there on his own all this time, you're gonna need something. Come on. We've already made a lot of progress getting this place back online. Some of the containment chambers were a bit on the unpleasant side, but the facility staff made short work of that. I know it's here somewhere. Here, Kaiser schematics. Actuators, weapons, batteries. That old robot's been MIA for a while, so chances are he's gonna need some... He's also got a lot... Now... a battlefield. Ugh, sheesh, no wonder no... That sector, add to that, but I think there's... Yep. One of a kind. As good a place to... And I'll make sure we're ready to put him...
I wonder how many...
This is the result of humankind laying waste to a planet in the name of war. The ecosystem here has been totally destroyed.
Hey! New model on the floor. Welcome to the one-of-a-kind. Refuge and rest home for the hardest scrappers anywhere. Name's Jill. Proprietor. Not here to make your fortune out in the fields then, huh? Suit yourself. But there's no bot named Kaiser around. Oh, unless you mean Captain Ahab? At least that's what we've all been calling him. No clue what his actual designation is. But he's a combat bot, right? Yeah, that machine's been out there a while now. His white whale. But it's been a while since anyone's laid out. Well, so, sounds like you've got two. You can wander around out there, hunting your bot. Little old white whale of your very own. Maybe you find him. Maybe you get yourself killed. But knowing this rock is part of what we do here. So if you want to find him a whole lot faster, I'll sell you what I know about this. Kaiser's location. Going rate's a little steep, but I'm willing to negotiate. I'm listening. Yeah, I hope so. Okay. You made your point. I'll give you a discount. I mean, great for him, but that won't keep acetylene in our tanks. And honestly, would you be able to tell if a Terramorph was attacking outside? Sorry.
You didn't get this far being that naive. This facility isn't self-sustaining, and you know it. If Terramorph attacks start wrecking cities across the galaxy, no one's coming to help the salvage yard at the tail end of nowhere. We're all in this. Together.
I guess I see your point. Look, I have to make something on this. But I'll lower the price, okay? Pleasure doing business with you. So, last anyone heard of him, he was out near the Syracuse. Shipwreck about a quarter click down. One of my roughneck. Eyes open too. Oh, and give Ahab a Kaiser.
It's as though it's been picked apart from the inside out.
Voice controls unlocked. Attempting to resume. Attempting to error. Power level insufficient. Battery required. Type microcell. Inquire at salvage yard.
Finest supplies on the planet. Ah, so that's where heat leeches, wasn't it? But Mike, you could probably Frankenstein one together using our fabrication system here, but oh, so I just brace. Wouldn't have lasted. So long as you've got the specs, it should be. But finding materials up, though, if you think you can actually manage something like that, spots where you should be. But in return, any excess materials you collect, save us from risking our necks on another run out there. What do you say? Then let me just mark the...
You're trespassing, violator.
Ecliptic must be getting desperate if they've resorted to searching piles of scrap for mech parts.
Don't forget, whatever else you find in those spots, you sell to me, all right? Lots of money to be made on mech scrap if you... And I just happen to sell a couple of words of warning, though. As you may have put together, you see broads. You've also got... Luckily, here's what I've got. No better selection.
within acceptable limits. Thank you for your aid. I must resume my mission. Please step aside. Major Sanon will have to wait. I cannot leave my mission, although previous attempts to disarm the weapon have been unsuccessful. Additional support may allowing me to leave this place. Excellent. Follow me.
So many lives lost when these UC ships were destroyed. Brings back painful memories.
Steps suggest hostiles in the area. It will take more than that.
Can I help? Talk to you later.
Kill protocols active. I am detecting Unit 99. But there is a complication. Unit 99 is on the other side of that reach. But it appears to be under the control of hostile forces. Sensors suggest Ecliptic, a mercenary company like Ecliptic, would only want Unit 99 to utilize it as a weapon. This means Unit standard procedure would be a frontal assault on the outpost. No quarter given. Do you concur? Very well. I will wait. Opening fire! Let's take the things to fights. Closing out.
Well, I suppose they're not going to need it anymore.
Our work here is finished. A plague of terramorph attacks. You are docked at one of a kind. I will meet you there. We have arrived. I will meet you. Major Sanon, Dr. Walker.
You're in better shape than I expected, guys. Shouldn't take as long to get you back up to full fighting capacity.
This is good to hear. I was told there was a new threat on the horizon. I wish to learn more.
Percival will give you the full story.
Plus, get you dressed for the occasion.
Occasion. Where are we going?
Londinian.
Londinium. Doctor, I will require additional armaments.
That's the plan. Come on.
Captain, you're with me. Time to walk you through what we came up with. So the problem we're up against is vast. Terramorphs, they can be anywhere. Meaning us finding and disposing of them ourselves isn't an option. But what if we could let something else do the work for us? Destination, they'll have gear there, but if I were you, I'd bring something with some stopping power. Just in case.
This is mad!
Applying lethal countermeasures.
Sweeping. Contact.
Took one out!
I can't believe it.
Major Sanon, Dr. Walker.
You're in better shape than I expected, guys. Shouldn't take as long to get you back up to full fighting capacity.
This is good to hear. I was told there was a new threat. On the horizon. I wish to learn more.
Percival will give you the full story.
Plus, get you dressed for the occasion.
Occasion. Where are we going?
Londinian.
Londinium. Doctor, I will require additional armaments.
That's the plan. Come on.
Captain, you're with me. Time to walk you through what we came up with. So the problem we're up against is terramorphs, they can be anywhere. Meaning us finding and disposing of them ourselves isn't an option. But what if we could let something else do the work for us? Come on, I'll walk you through what we're thinking.
Hello? We'll get this place back to code. Eventually.
You remember that creature we talked? Apparently, they were bloodhound. But when the UC ran, we thought they were harvested too. But in the data, the research team found the location of a few remaining. As you can see, what we're proposing is bringing them back. We'd breed populations of them, distribute them to human worlds, and then let nature take its course, using a method that thousands of years of adaptation have already perfected. We could speed up their breeding process using some of the same technologies that were used to create me. We even think that with some time and investigation, we could use the Asili's hunting skills to track down the Terramorph transmission method at long last. Find out how humanity spread them and put an end to the Terramorph problem definitively. I really think it could. Now, there is a microbe. Something we could it'd still take time to build, test, and distribute, but no other method could hold a candle to it when it comes to sheer efficiency. Not even the Asilis. Well, so that... Both plans are going to take major investments in time and resources. We're talking years of work. Not to mention some highly special Terramorph cell lines we can breed quickly and consistently to test on. Asili's gene samples we can use to rebuild or sharpen our microbes' tracking skills. Not the sort of things any labs just got lying around. But we think we found a lead. One place in the known galaxy where we know we should be able to find all paths lead to Londinium. Exactly what I was hoping. Now, the UC has a small operating base on Londinium's outskirts. We're cleared for access, but I'm gonna help But you need to know, they'll have anti-xen... Pardon.
This is quite an impressive research facility.
Goddamn place.
When it
Romanticize
comes to the
a
study
place
of the
with-
Terramorph,
Now
the
you.
Red Devils are sparing no expense.
You project personnel? No, that's you then. I was informed we might be working. Don't much care for Vanguard. It sounds like you two really got into the thick of it back in New Atlantis. My sister's kids... Yeah, they both effectively useless. Still. Now, what was it you needed? Everything up to spec.
If you have any gear you want me to haul, I'm happy to help. I'll only carry... Bye for now.
Destination's Londinian on Toloman 2. We're... My father. Come on, that's not funny.
I'm listening.
They'll have gear there, but if I were you, I'd bring something with some stopping power. Just in case. My father.
We will rendezvous at Londinium.
Kaiser looks like he's been to hell and back. Fitting for an old devil.
This world is off limits. You were advised to jump to safe harbor immediately. Let me check my logs. All right, you can proceed. We'll let them know you're on your way down.
Landing site locked. Take us in.
Good day, Captain.
I pride myself on knowing either that or you're one deeply unlucky trespasser. Vanguard, eh? Ah, then this must be the rest of your outfit.
Commander Hatum,
No need for introductions, Major Sinan. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you, as does the urgency of your mission, so I'll get to it. Now, Londinium is one of the most dangerous places in the Milky Way. It's for good reason my soldiers and I do everything we can to avoid entering the city. Terramorphs are omnipresent, and the structural damage left behind when Major Sinan's fall. As such, except one. Once you're on the other side of those barriers, do we understand each other? Precisely. I'll leave you to your preparation, and I do believe that. Now, though I can't go. I hope you all find. Robot,
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commander. Percival, you all set to hook into the...
Should only take a few minutes.
Percival will be scanning. All right. Head over to the armory.
that jump looked painful. I'll tell you that.
Yes? What?
Don't go into the city much. Never for long. Too risky.
You match our description. The Vanguard captain? The cabinet wanted you to have something. Make sure you had the best tools for the task at hand. Now, if you listen.
set on your gear? Then, Kaiser? Percival, everything green on your ends?
I am ready.
Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, loud and clear.
Perhaps too loud.
Oh, you're a riot robot.
Kaiser, kick it off.
Unlock code transmitted. You may open the gate when ready.
Alright. On our way into the city. Percival, where are we heading?
Running the first sweep. Got one. A Sealy's. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
These things! They're all dominated! Clean them out and keep an eye out for the more control. I hope we find a use for that before it spoils.
Your shipping yard's just beyond the processing plant. Cache with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
Close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot! Get down there and collect as many as you can.
Let's get out of here.
Samples secure.
Nice work. Now, earlier scan picked up a valid Terramorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I'm not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
Then we've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Kaiser, this is Lazarus Plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
You know, no one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. It's keeping you things warm.
What's that?
My God, look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, have you seen this? Oh my God. The heat leeches are terramorphs.
But no, it can't be true. Heat leeches are everywhere. They live everywhere. That means terramorphs. Oh my God.
You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech became a terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how terramorphs move between planets. Pretty Major is right. But if what we just saw, if that's possible, the Lazarus Plant, it's clearly an accelerant for the terramorph, a heat leech transformation process. Make one into the other in an instant. But that means you could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches into a place. Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, But first, you'd have to know the truth about all this.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it!
We may proceed.
Go!
Percival, Kaiser's Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample. All right, let's get to the bottom of this.
It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here? Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action and used it to trigger the attacks.
A bioweapon no one would recognize as one. Oh, that's a terrifying prospect.
Sort of thing that'll keep you up at night. And the sort of thing whoever did this probably didn't expect us to uncover. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test. Someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one. It couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the Terramorphs. These attacks. I think someone planned them to set all this in motion. They certainly were. Who could pull?
The colonies have a...
Agreed.
Let's save the discussion for if we're gonna do anything.
Roger that, Kaiser.
The entrance is this.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's the control panel. What's operable? Of all the things,
reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that. Ah, Captain. I think I see it.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning. Priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency reporter message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Sanon, we need to make the evacuation request.
Not at all. My parents. By the time it's not that I don't want. Having been, I'm sorry if that...
Those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place.
I hope you got something.
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties, yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk. Hey, Victus. He saw the potential. He killed those...
Oh, you make it sound like a miscalculation, when in reality it was an unmitigated disaster. And look where we are now.
A calculated loan, but it doesn't. But I guess only he did. Now's not the time to joke like that, all right? No, that's insane. He died. They executed him. They faked his death? My entire unit, they threw us all to the wolves, but kept him? And now he's what, an advisor? Commanding the fleet in secret? was so important that they had to keep him alive? Oh, they certainly picked an expert, didn't they?
He's alive. Vayvictus is still alive. I don't care if they're using him to solve world hunger. The man is a criminal. How?
I guess it makes sense. The UC of that, as long as I... But wait. If my father's alive and knew about the Lazarus plant... And even if he wasn't directly involved... Huh?
So you're telling us?
But I guess we're not getting any more in. Kaiser, try it now.
You okay?
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled. Is that the sample? My God, concentrate fire! Shoot! Shoot!
We need to get the sample from that thing. Oh, well then, let's give it all we've got.
On it. See you soon.
Let's grab that sample and get out of here.
Look at all of you. Got pretty friend. This... No, my connect...
That's what it sounded. It's a bit...
I'm sorry, what? He's pulling my leg, right? Adrian?
No, I don't believe he is.
So that means we have a suspect.
I believe that's Look, Cap, but Vayvic, since you... Good. We'll all meet back at Best of luck.
You will be scanned.
By the... Wait.
Hey.
Monday.
Harbor's legacy. No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You. There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great length, and look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. Precisely. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the Terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together. Splendid. Then I won't keep you. You've got important work, after all. Here's to a bright future.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
What can I help you with? All right, but
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against Terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the Cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
Orlays? Reginald Orlays? He did this? I didn't think he was still alive. You're sure it was him?
I don't know much about Orlays, but anyone with a sick mind like that needs to be tried for his crimes, and then dealt with appropriately.
That's some impressive work. So then give us the rundown. Where's Orlays now? Were you able to bring him in? I see. It would have been good to be able to question him, but I've been in those situations. I'm sorry you had to go through it. Any idea why he might have done it? Or what he was doing with the plant?
Aha! That makes sense. Plenty of abandoned tech for an old warmonger to pilfer there. Instead, he stumbles on the plant and finds the perfect way of getting back at the UC for trying to put him on trial.
Decides to use the plant against the people that destroyed his old life. I can see that. Well, at least he won't be able to hurt anybody else now. Might be the best we could ask for, given the circumstances. So I guess there's nothing else to do but get this all in front of the cabinet. Unless there were other things we needed to discuss. This might be our last opportunity. Then here we go.
There's something I need to talk to you about. Remember our last conversation, when you told me the artifacts made you feel like raw energy was coursing through your veins? Well, it got me thinking, so I dove into our archives and started looking through Constellation's old... Just because I wasn't familiar with the experience you described, doesn't mean the same might have been true for my predecessor. Really? I'm surprised that after reading those journals, all of the pleasant memories of my time spent with Aja just... Oh yes, absolutely. I didn't mean to compare. Those were just... Oh, I don't know. Aja was the one that taught me the ropes at Constellation and took me under her wing as her Hey, so I pinched a few ideas from my old boss. Can you blame me? At any rate, we logged quite a few discoveries together, but it was the actual journey that I cherished the most. Exactly. For me, it was all about the quieter moments. There was nothing quite like sitting back and watching space bend while listening to Aja's. Oh, I find that sort of cozy isolation the best way to really get to know someone. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. You know, all this talk about Aja reminds me that my time with her was a gift. I respected her, and I considered her a dear friend, but we weren't in love. Had that been true, I would have resigned my post and moved to Parima 2 instead of remaining at Constellation. Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could pay her a visit, and I could make proper introductions. Well, I don't expect you to be a carbon copy of Aja. Just be yourself. You see, it's clear that we should... I don't know if I deserve to be that close to anyone right now. If you knew about the things that I've done, the way my life's unfolded, I think your opinion of me might change. Please, give me some time. I have to go. Bye for now.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true? The second report claims to know the perpetrator as well. Did Reginald Orlais actually commit these attacks, Captain?
That appears to be the case, ma'am. The captain tracked that information down just after our trip to Londinium.
Reginald Orlais? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria. Report mentioned you were sent to try and bring him in, Captain. I guess that didn't go according to plan.
Ah, yes. I was told about your mission and who ordered it. Did you two suspect at the time Orlais might have been involved in the attacks? Well, it appears you were ahead of the curve. This report contains definitive evidence Orlais triggered the attacks via this Lazarus plant the captain and Major Sinan uncovered.
Simply harrowing.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable for him to have finally faced the UC's justice, it seems both of you are to be commended for ensuring he was dealt with before he could strike again. You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the Cabinet to ensure this can never happen. As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinium.
A sound decision, Madam President.
I'm glad you think so. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a...
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge, using it to wipe out the...
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes.
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've had a few discussions, but our group is similarly split. Only the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little applied genetics. The science division is in full agreement.
I doubt there's another body in the galaxy that could pull it off.
Absolutely correct. There are no better hands in the galaxy for this project than ours.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude.
Though the captain's marauding around the Freestar Embassy made for a less than unanimous agreement.
Yes, well, nonetheless, today we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive. You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, as a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting?
Informed us of your new status.
Well, well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain. No need to thank me. You brought this all on yourself. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount. And the credits should be in your accounts now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access. Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate. But with all that squared, it's time to get you a new assignment. There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use defending UC space. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up terramorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out. Any of those missions call to you? Suppose that's true. Well, we can remedy that right now. Ah, here we go. Report says ships at these coordinates fired on United Colonies craft. You're cleared to use lethal force if necessary. Attackers were Ecliptic affiliated, so I'd bust out the big gun.
I'm always ready to make a deal. Well, well. In fact, it's a
What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as...
Great. You're... Okay, you're all...
You'll love...
Now that you're an owner? So, what's the point?
You look familiar. Where do I know? Oh, yes. I must have seen your picture in the contractor database. I take... So, what can I help you? Oh, wow. Oh, dear. We'll be sure to send him a token of... Well, after she negotiates the terms of the... That woman never stops him. Well, she negotiates... That woman never... We just picked up... Think... I book and we're a small... As a former con... We take on... And we always... Goodbye now.
Kind of wish I could take the rest of the day and go work outside.